time isn't what you think it is. Space isn't either. What if everything you see, touch, or feel isn't out there, but something your mind builds in here? And what if the very universe you live in is nothing like how you experience it? Today, we'll uncover how philosophy and science reveal the mind-bending mysteries of space and time, and how they define your reality. All right, buckle up because we're about to take a joyride through the cosmos. Well, sort of. We're not exactly zooming around in a spaceship, but instead diving into the nature of space and time, which have fascinated philosophers and scientists for centuries. Imagine ancient thinkers like Aristotle scratching their heads and saying, maybe space isn't just some invisible box we're all chilling in. To him, space wasn't some empty void. It was the relationship between objects, their place in the grand scheme of things. And time? That was just the measure of change, like keeping track of how fast your coffee gets cold when you forget it exists while doom scrolling. But then came Isaac Newton, who said, nah, fam, space and time are absolute. They're like an eternal stage where the universe's drama unfolds. Think of it like the perfect TikTok filter, always there, always flawless, and apparently independent of what's happening in the scene. This view rocked the scientific world, until another guy, Leibniz, clapped back, claiming that space and time aren't things but are more like relationships. To him, space was just how objects relate to each other, and time was how events lined up, like the ultimate cosmic playlist. Fast forward to Immanuel Kant, who waltzed in and said, plot twist, space and time don't even exist outside your mind. According to Kant, they're the mental blueprints we slap onto the chaos of reality so we can make sense of it all. It's like your brain's default app that organizes sensory input. Without it, reality would be an unintelligible mess, like your browser tabs after a 3-hour research binge. And just when philosophy thought it had a handle on things, science said, hold my beer. Enter Einstein with his theory of relativity, which turned Newton's idea of an immutable stage into a stretchy, curvy fabric called spacetime. This thing wasn't just sitting there, it bent, warped, and played twister depending on the mass and energy around it. Suddenly, space and time weren't just philosophical concepts, they were physical entities that could be tested and measured. But here's the kicker. If space-time is a wobbly, dynamic thing, what does that mean for reality? Spoiler, it's complicated. Oh, and then there's the whole debate about whether space and time are smooth and continuous, like a perfectly iced cake, or made up of tiny, discrete chunks, like the sprinkles on top. Quantum mechanics leans toward sprinkles, suggesting that at the smallest scales, space and time might have a granular structure. If that's true, then reality is pixelated, kinda like your favorite retro video game. And what about black holes? These cosmic vacuum cleaners take space-time and say, let's bend it until it snaps. Inside, our usual understanding of space and time breaks down completely. And then there's the multiverse theory, which basically suggests there might be other universes out there with entirely different rules of space and time. Like imagine waking up in a universe where Monday doesn't exist. Utopia, right? But the real kicker is how all this philosophy and science tie back to us. Whether space and time are external realities, constructs of our mind, or a chaotic mix of both, they're how we experience the world. They shape how we see ourselves, our place in the universe, and even our ability to ask these ridiculous, mind-bending questions. And honestly, isn't that the fun of it? I'll leave you to discuss in the comments. Do you think space and time are real, or are we all just Sims in some cosmic simulation? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and I'll catch you soon in another video.